Take me back to the beginning of this story. How did this all start?
Oh, it's well, like any good Christmas story, it starts with a mystery. About 10 years ago, uh, we had been randomly getting these letters to Santa. Now, there were only a couple, probably in October. Then, November rolled around, it was about 30. December came around, it was another 100, 200, 300, and nearly 400 letters to Santa had come into our apartment.
An avalanche.
Yeah, it was way too much.
And so you started replying to them.
Yeah, so basically we had a little, like, 60s party, and a little holiday party, and a bunch of our friends got together, and they were like, "Oh, I'll take a letter," and it sort of organically turned into this community effort in which everybody started to take a letter. I went around to a variety of different places in New York to ask friends and family to take a letter, and we got most of them fulfilled. But since then, we've been able to do this every year with a nonprofit called Miracle on 22nd Street, and this year we helped 500 families, which is insane, just insane.
That is an insane amount of people. So 10 years on, how different is it now? How has it evolved in that time? Because by the sounds of it, it was, just sort of a passing a letter around to friends and family. But now is it quite structured in the way that you, I guess, become real life elves?
Yeah, so essentially, you can go to the website, Miracle on 22nd Street, and you can sign up to become an elf, and you can peruse some of the heartwarming Santa letters and help a family in need. It's quite simple. It took us a long time to get here. Technology is not easy. We were doing it hand by hand for so long, so we're excited for this technology.
Now, one of the really bits I love about this is that you're actually no longer living in that apartment with Dylan anymore, but you've actually managed to get the new tenants since then on board to keep passing these letters over. But what theory do you have as to why the letters get sent there?
Yeah, so we're not really clear on where it's coming from. The people who lived there before us had said that the letters had been coming in, but there were only a couple every year, and they said that the guys before them had been getting the letters. So had this been going on for quite some time, but after doing some research, we realized that area was actually an estate. It was a larger estate in the 1800s, owned by a gentleman by the name of Clement Clark Moore. Now, you may not know his name, but you definitely know his very famous poem that he wrote called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas and All Through the House." And there was some thoughts that had he been getting the letters to Santa, because he had to go anonymous, it was a sort of the birth of what we think of as the modern Santa, and there was thought that he had been getting letters. So was this just going on for nearly 150 years?
And then finally, someone decided to start writing back. But I'm curious to know, because you've helped Santa out in terms of writing back to so many kids, did you write to Santa when you were a child?
I did. I grew up in a very poor family, a loving, very loving poor family. But there were definitely years in which we couldn't get what we needed. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I remember writing letters to Santa, and yeah, there was a couple of years where some community people had helped us out when we needed it, and I didn't even realize it. I was like, oh, this is really come full circle, and it's just so nice to be a part of something that I didn't ask for, didn't necessarily think that we would be doing this, but really happy to be able to have the opportunity to give back.
And to be doing it for so long as well, what do you usually see in the letters from the children?
It's a lot of very heartbreaking stories, from issues of healthcare, domestic abuse, drug addiction. Sadly, a lot of it this year is due to the COVID-19. It's really hit our country really hard. So we're seeing it reflected in the handwriting of these kids' Santa letters, and it's truly heartbreaking. And we couldn't even help everybody that had wanted to come in and send these letters, because it was so overwhelming. There's so many families, but we made a little bit of a dent this year, which we're really proud of.
Now, Jim, your story, it's also captured the attention of Tina Fey. It's going to be turned into a movie, and it's the first script she's done since Mean Girls. Should we be expecting as many brilliant one-liners?
Oh, I know. I know. Can you believe it? Yeah, she called 10 years ago and said, hey, I think this is such a great story. Can we turn it into a movie? And I was like, absolutely. Can I be in it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. You're going to have a cameo and Dylan as well?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably like hot dog vendor or I don't know, nervous shopper. I don't know. But I'm sure we'll get some sort of little cameo. I'm just wondering who's going to play me. I mean, obviously Channing Tatum,
yeah.
right?
Oh, well, obvious fit. I can see how that would work. I would think maybe a Chris Hemsworth perhaps as well if you're going to,
See,
throw out those sorts of names.
Thank you. You've got to be in it too.
And he's an
You've got to
Aussie.
be in it.
Yeah, well, exactly. Put me in it too. Hey, what is it like to work with Tina Fey though?
Oh, she's amazing. I mean, she's just so funny and so smart and caring and loving. And she's just exactly what you would imagine. I'm so thrilled and honored to be working with her on this project. And hopefully it will inspire, can you imagine going to the theater and watching this movie and then being inspired to help a family in need? That is pretty special.
Yeah, I have to say, definitely got the spirit of Christmas. You certainly share the spirit of Christmas. But before you do go, Jim, I need to ask about that angel on the tree behind you because I don't think I've seen an angel that big on a tree. Is that normal for the US?
No, this is actually my friend Sarah's childhood angel that's that's sitting on my shoulder right now on the tree. And I think that it's a bit symbolic for this year. I feel like we all could use it. He's a little angel with us. Doesn't it feel that way?
Yeah, perfect. And thank you very much, Jim Glaub. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh, what a great story.